I make it about 1 o'clock, so let's begin. Welcome everybody, and welcome Yuchun to this presentation today. Before the presentation starts, I will just give a short introduction to today's speaker. Lin Yuchun is a postgraduate from the School of Foreign Studies, South China Normal University, majoring in English education. Her main research interests are second language writing and corpus linguistics. Today's presentation is titled, If You Can Help, a Contrastive Analysis of Lexical Bundles in Request Letters by Chinese Teenage Writers of Different Proficiencies. If anyone has any questions, please put your questions in the chat, and we will have a short Q&A after the presentation. Yuchun, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Lin Yuchun from South China Normal University. It's my honor and pleasure to be here to present my research. And the topic is if you can have a contrastive analysis of lexical bundles in request letters. And my supervisor is Li Yuanke. Okay, my presentation will include in multi-word sequence are the focus in corpus linguistics because it is in use essential to acquisition. It plays a
Hi everyone, we seem to have lost Yuchun. She's come back. Yuchun, can you hear me? Yuchun, you need to unmute yourself. Perfect.
Okay, sorry. So may I restart?
Yes, please do.
Can you see? Can you guys see?
I can see your desktop, but I can't see the PowerPoint.
Sorry. No, How about now?
Yes, I can see the program if you want to put it in full screen.
So you can see my PowerPoint now.
I can see your PowerPoint, yes.
Okay, so sorry for the unstable.
No problem.
Connection.
Actually, it seems to be smoother if it's not in full screen. Can you get rid of the box on the right-hand side of the screen that has the options in it?
Okay, close the box.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, if you click the cross, a bit further right, that one, yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
If you just, yeah, that's it. And if you just want to go through like that, I think it's better for the bandwidth.
So just now I introduced my the part one. Can you Have you heard that, or I will start again?
I think it's best if you start from the beginning again.
Okay. Now, today I will introduce my research, and I will my presentation will include 5 parts. Let's start with introduction. And as we know, multi-word sequences are ubiquitous in L1 use and essential to L2 acquisition, and it plays an important role in language acquisition, processing, fluency, accuracy, and instruction. According to some researchers, second language acquisition theory indicates that there is a heavy reliance on formulaic sequence at early stage of second language learning. So now I will introduce the definition of lexical bundles. As corpus research has indicated, many utterances in English are composed of fixed or semi-fixed multi-word sequence, including collocations, idioms, engrams, and lexical bundles. According to Biber, 3-word or 4-word recurrent sequence called lexical bundles are regarded as high frequency. So following the practice of previous research, this study especially focus on 4-word lexical bundles. For example, if you can help, as they are far more common than 5-word strings and offer a clear range of structure and function than 3-word bundles. Now let's go on to literature review. Numerous researchers focusing on lexical bundles typically look into 3 perspectives: according registers, according disciplines, and across writer groups. For example, Biber and his team focus on classroom teaching, textbooks, conversation, and academic writing, etc. After that, discipline is another factor considered to affect lexical bundle use. So Highland is one of the representatives focusing on disciplinary variation. And in the past few years, writer groups are regarded as another factor to influence lexical bundle use, including across L1 background and across writing proficiency. And the latter one is highly related to my research. So let's look at more detailed review on this part. So as we can see in this table, in the past few years, a bulk of studies have investigated the structural and functional features and their relationship to writing proficiency. Ranging from university level, as we can see here, and also some exam like CEFR, as well as ranging from university levels to doctoral level. Most of them focus on academic writing, and their findings have something in common. Structurally, they found that the use of complex organizational patterns in upper levels, such as noun phrases with post-modifier fragments, including prepositional phrases or past participle phrases. Functionally, low-level students are reliant on verb phrases, tense bundles, and colloquial quantifiers, sharing more features with conversation, while high-level writers use more referential bundles, sharing more academic or literary bundles with the registers of academic prose. So we can make some conclusion on research gaps. Previous studies along this line heavily featured experts and undergraduate writers in academic writings, with a dearth of research on the bundle used by Chinese young EFL learners. And the second one is the registers, like academic writing, is the most investigative factor, including research published articles, abstracts, doctoral essay, etc. So based on these research gaps, I put forward two research questions. What lexical bundles are used in quest letter? A new genre and register composed by 3 proficiency levels of senior high school students in mainland China. And the second one, what are the similarities and differences in the distribution of lexical bundle structure, function, and request strategies? What subcategories might have given rise to these differences? So let's look at the methodology. These 3 corpora were used, including high level, medium level, and low level, with 2.4 million in total. And writing in these 3 corpora were composed by test takers in national matriculation English test in mainland China, and with a very high iterator reliability. And the writing prompt is that students were going to apply for a part-time job in summer holiday, and they were required to write a letter to their foreign English tutor to ask for his assistance to revise their resumes. So we can see in this table this is the description of the writing requirement, and the interlocutor and foreign teacher setting to ask for help. In the pragmatic aspect, the power relationship is higher. So let's look at the methods. Following the previous studies, several steps were conducted to identify and classify the bundles, meeting the 2 common criteria: frequency set at 40 occurrences per million words, and the dispersion set at 5 tags. So finally, the 4 word lexical bundles were extracted. After filtering overlapping ones, the final list of target bundles was left, and then we classified the bundles according to Biber's taxonomy and the coding scheme of by Zhen 2019. The pragmatic coding scheme by Zhen 2019 was adopted for 2 reasons. First, a pragmatic perspective of lexical bundle used in quest letter hasn't been subdivided in previous research by Biber, and the second one is similar setting and interlocutor role of request in this study is included in Zhen's study. As we can see, this description of requirement from Zhen's research, there are similar interlocutor role and the setting, also the power relationship. and the coding scheme for request strategies and the examples are shown in this table. So finally, to do a statistic analysis, I use Paul Ration's likelihood calculator. Also following Lu and then research in 2019. So let's look at the results and discussion. As we can see, in some major findings for structure. First, higher proficiency students use more phrase and prepositional bundles than lower level writers. In contrast, medium level writers use more verb, phrase, and low level writers use more close space bundles. For subcategory, medium level writers use more noun phrases plus to do bundle, and higher proficiency students use more noun phrase plus preposition and noun phrase plus clause and other complex noun phrase. While intermediate and low proficiency students use interrogative to express requests. For functional findings, we found that medium and low proficiency writers have a heavy employment of desire and obligation on bundle to put forward their requests, sharing the grammatical features of verb, phrase, and close space, such as I want to, I'm eager to, etc. You can look at some examples here. For example, therefore, I'm eager to ask you, and I'm eager to learn the experiences. This is the desire bundle. And secondly, high level and medium level students use more text, objective, and topic reference, indicating they clearly illustrate the purpose, explain key information, elaborate their ideas, and highlighted the important points. Finally, for the pragmatic findings, in terms of intimidating supporting moods, higher level students employ grounder before they make requests, illustrating their politeness and decency. For example, they put forward their background information and then they clearly say their messages. And secondly, in terms of indirect strategies, higher proficiency students use a more promise of reward or imposition minimizer. For example, if you can help, you can also look at the following examples. That is to say, higher proficiency students try their best to minimize the enforcement when making requests to a higher interlocutor role. And the second one, we found that lower proficiency students use more question like, could you help me? Could you do me a favor, etc. And sharing the feature of conversation. And also, a low-level student use more mind hymns frequently, while high-level students use more strong hymns. Today's low-level student cannot produce sentence like the regime is attached to this letter, which is considered as strong hints, but I don't know how to correct the format, which is considered my hints. And this finding is also in line with research by Zheng 2019. Finally, in terms of direct strategies, lower proficiency students employ one or need statements more frequently when requesting from a higher status interlocutor, indicating their impoliteness and impropriety. For example, they put forward some sentence like, I want you to improve my ability, I want you to do me a favor. So the enforcement is quite high, higher than low level writing. Now let's move on to the conclusion and limitation. Structurally and functionally high scoring composition where exclusively non-phrases and prepositional based bundle and referential expression featured. But students at intermediate and low level use more verb phrase and clause base, and as well as dense bundles, as they especially use desire or obligation bundles to express their requirements. Pragmatically, lower proficiency writers employ more direct requests, such as want or need statements, while higher proficiency learners tended to use indirect strategies, such as grounders, strong hints, and promise of reward. These request strategies indicating that pragmatic competence of young EFL learners need improving. Of course, there are some limitations in my research, and later we have to double check the classification and again, and we also need to handle the overlapping of desire stance bundles and want or need statements in request strategies. And some references are put here. Finally, I want to extend my thanks to the corpus team of School of Foreign Studies in South China Normal University, and I would like to extend my thanks to my supervisor, Professor Yuan Ke. That's all for my presentation. And any question are welcome.
Hi, Yu Chun. Yu Chun, sorry. That was very interesting. Thanks very much. I have a couple of questions. My first question is, why did you decide to use a corpus of high school students rather than, I don't know, younger students or adults?
Yes, thanks for your question, and I think it's an interesting question. As I indicated just now, according to some researchers, they say that second language acquisition series indicates that there is a heavy reliance on formulaic sequence at early stage of second language learning. So I focus on the writing of young EFL learners in mainland China, that is to investigate their use of lexical model in their writing. I think is the key stage of second language learning. And the second question is, and the second reason is, according to previous studies, most of them focus on some academic composition from undergraduate level or the postgraduate level or the doctoral compositions. So I think this level student is the least investigative factor. So I want to look into the lexical bundle used in this level. Yes.
Your study focuses on written language. How do you think this would contrast if you did the same study with spoken language?
Do you mean the differences between written and spoken?
Yeah, your research here is based on a written corpus. If you got the same population of students and there was a corpus of spoken language, do you think the results would be the same, or do you think that it would be different?
Oh, no, I think the result mostly is it's not same. Because in written composition, the writing is more formal, and in some conversation or some spoken text, that lexical bundles used may be more informal. So I think it's not similar.
I have another question. Why, when you're talking about lexical bundles, why the number 4? Why not 3 or 5, for example, in terms of the number of words?
Yes, thanks for the question. And just now I have mentioned that previous studies focus on 4-word lexical bundles because they are far more common than 5-word strings. Also, they offer a clear range of structure and function than 3-word bundles. For example, if you extract 3-word bundles, then you just can get if you can. But if you extract the 4-word lexical bundles, and you can get the almost the concordance, or you can get the context. Yes. And if you extract 5-word strings, then the lexical bundles are less than 4-word lexical bundles. I think that's not enough for me to investigate the use of lexical bundle in their writing. It's not enough. I mean the number, the total number.
Well, thank you very much for your explanations. They were very clear. We have one question here from Chris Conrad. He asks, can you recommend any good corpus linguistic software?
I think the most frequently used one is Wordsmith, and the other is Ancon from Japan. And you mean the application to extract the lexical bundles, or the corpus website?
I don't know. Chris, could you tell us? Is it software for extracting lexical bundles that you're looking for? He's not commenting at this time, but is it possible that you could type into the chat the name of the 2 programs that you just referred to, just so if anybody wants to know or looks at this later, they can find it. That would be great. Oh, Chris has responded. He said more of a general software type. So a general corpus linguistics software program.
Software. Oh. General. What's means?
A general, so a program that can be used for all different kinds of corpus linguistics, not a specific kind.
Yeah, if it is, it fits every kind of corpus linguistic or corpus.
Fantastic. I'm sorry, we're out of time, Yuchun. Thank you very much again for your very interesting presentation today.
Okay, and thanks a lot for your listening.
No problem at all. And thanks very much to everybody who attended. We're going to have a 10-minute break now, and then in 10 minutes time, there will be the 1340 session with Jamie Dunley, Renyu Zhang, and Richard Spivey, called Watch the Gap, Connecting Reading Ability and Reading Demands in Teacher Education Colleges in Myanmar. Thanks again, Yuchun.